Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, my name is Josh Stein, Attorney General of North Carolina, and I am pleased to have this opportunity to discuss the OCC's so-called true lender rule. It's more accurate, however, to call it the fake lender rule because predatory lenders dress up their loans to try to make them look as though they were made by an entity exempt from state usury law, such as a national bank regulated by the OCC. If not reversed, this new rule provides a get-out-of-jail-free card to predatory lenders who violate state laws limiting interest rates and fees on consumer loans. For nearly 200 years, state and federal courts, using the true lender doctrine, have recognized and outlawed subterfuges that put form over substance. This doctrine looks to whether a predatory lender retains the predominant economic interest in the loan, to determine whether the predatory lender is the true lender and therefore must comply with state rate caps. North Carolina has a long history of strong laws and vigorous enforcement against unfair consumer lending. For a brief experimental period from 1997 to 2001, North Carolina law permitted payday lending. During that time, we learned firsthand the economic damage these incredibly high-cost loans inflict on working families, especially those in neighborhoods of color and near military bases. The average borrower rolled over more than 8 loans at 419% from the same store, and 1 out of 7 borrowers took out more than 19 loans per year. These loans were not a source of occasional credit, as the marketing suggested, but rather a debt merry-go-round borrowers could not get off. Anita Monte, a 61-year-old grandmother from Garner, made $9 an hour working the second shift. She wanted to buy her 5 grandchildren Christmas presents, but she was living paycheck to paycheck. She went to an Advance America storefront and borrowed $300. In 2 weeks, she didn't have the money she owed and her electric bill was due, so she had to renew the $300 loan. Like so many others, she did this over and over. After paying fees every 2 weeks for a year, in all nearly $2,000 just to borrow $300, she was only able to repay the original loan after earning a raise to $12 an hour and scrimping on food. Due to the exorbitant interest rates and patterns of harmful repeat borrowing that buried thousands of North Carolinians like Anita in debt, North Carolina's legislature allowed this law to sunset in 2001. After the sunset, most payday lenders complied and closed their doors. However, others, including Advance America and Ace Cash Express, looked for ways to circumvent North Carolina law using rent-a-bank schemes. The banks' names were placed on the loan documents, but the payday lenders marketed, underwrote, assumed the risk, claimed the profits, and made the loans at sky-high interest rates of up to 521% to North Carolina consumers. After an enforcement action by the then North Carolina Attorney General, the North Carolina Commissioner of Banks held that the payday lender, despite its rent-a-bank subterfuge, was in fact the true lender and therefore subject to state usury law. North Carolina is by no means alone in protecting our borrowers. Other states have also relied on the true lender doctrine to stop payday lenders from using rent-a-bank schemes to evade their state interest rate laws. This new rule threatens to upend efforts to protect our people. Along with 7 other attorneys general, I filed a lawsuit in the Southern District of New York challenging the rule, and we are confident in our legal position. The congressional review process, however, provides a far more straightforward and quicker means to reverse the fake lender rule than does litigation. That's why a bipartisan group of 25 attorneys general recently urged Congress to disapprove this new rule. Protecting our constituents is our highest calling, and I am proud to stand up for hardworking North Carolinians like Anita. As senators, you have the authority to help people like her all across this country. It's an awesome power, and I ask that you exercise it. Thank you for your time.